your identity body, you will step it down even more.
Well,
so, in other words, if you are ideal in an ideal situation, you are meant to step it down from 100,000 hertz to 75 hertz in your identity, 75,000 hertz in your identity body. But a lot of people step it way down to below 2,000 hertz because they believe they're material beings or they're sinners who can't do anything, don't have any creative abilities. Yeah. We don't deserve God's love because we don't live up to this or that standard.
Right.
And so you can see that if you reduce your creative energy to such a low level, you just don't have that much creative power.
Yeah. Well, you know, this also explained to me, you know, how Christ came here to show us what we're capable of, and how he said that these things I do, even greater things you can do. But he was operating at a much higher frequency in terms of allowing the light from source to flow through his four lower bodies unimpeded. And, you know, so by the time it was stepped down from his identity, his mental, his emotional, and his physical body, he was still capable of holding, you know, 25,000 hertz frequency, which is, you know, incredible compared to those of us today who, if we can do 1,000 hertz, we're actually operating pretty at a pretty high frequency. So that's a huge discrepancy.
Yeah, I mean, the book says most people are below 1,000. A lot of people are even below 500. But I think a lot of spiritual people are probably a little higher than that.
Yeah.
But we can see we still probably have a way to go to reach Jesus' level. But that's why it's so important that we overcome this illusion that he was so special and therefore he could do what we can't do. As you said, he himself told us that we can do what he did.
So I think that's the good news, is all of this potential that we have, that is just there in what Abraham Hicks calls vibrational escrow. It's just waiting for us to clear up and make an opening for this energy to flow through us. And we do such a magnificent job of cutting ourselves off and pinching that energy off from source through our beliefs. And it does not, but you know, there are blockages that we also incur from emotional traumas, which that impedes the flow of light.
Yeah, I mean, it's very true that we are cutting ourselves off, but you also have to say that we live in a world where there are just so many traps set up to get us to limit the creative flow. And as you said, one of the big ones is emotional trauma. And many, many people, I mean, I don't know that I've ever met a person on the spiritual path who hasn't been exposed to some form of emotional trauma in their lives.
Exactly. Yeah, and but I think, you know, on the positive side, if we can accept that we have this incredible potential that we're underutilizing, then, you know, on the flip side of that, we would be wanting to examine, okay, so why are we not utilizing that potential, and then how can we utilize that potential? Because we all have access to it. It's just that we're cutting ourselves off from that flow. The flow is all around us. It's abundant, it's unlimited, and it's all of these negative limiting beliefs that we've come up with that have prevented us from manifesting the things that we want.
Yes, and that's very true, and that's what the whole course is about. It actually challenging these beliefs that we have that cause us to limit ourselves. But then, of course, the course also gives you the tools in the form of the invocations to transform all of those energies that have accumulated in the four lower bodies that also block the creative flow. So it's a double effect.
Right, and there was one quote in the book that said, "In your patience possess ye your souls." And I think that's from the Old Testament.
New Testament, actually. Jesus said it.
Okay, so it's in the New Testament. And, you know, I know we all get impatient, and we have issues, especially when we're trying to change something in one of our 4 lower bodies. And I know that patience has never been my best virtue. And that was
really. I never would have guessed that.
Everybody who knows me knows that's not my best virtue. But my mother would always say, good things come to those who wait. And I just used to think, good Lord, I'm so tired of waiting. You know, can I?
But see, there's also really, I actually think you were more right than your mother. Because, because one of these limiting beliefs we have had is exactly that you don't really deserve it, but if you wait long enough, you're going to get it in heaven. I mean, look at what Christianity, for example, has, and many other religions have been saying for thousands of years. Don't worry about getting things in this world.
Right.
You'll get it in the next world.
Exactly.
And that's what the Ascended Masters is saying today. You know, that's just not what we need to be into, that whole mindset. We need to recognize that. And that's what Jesus said too. We can manifest it now.
Exactly. And, you know, so let's look at what we can do. And I think looking at our attitude about things, and the belief and the attitude kind of goes hand in hand. And I have a quote from Esther Hicks from Money and the Law of Attraction, where she says you cannot look at the opposite of what you do not want and then get what you want. As you're thinking about the lack of health, you're getting the lack of health. As you're thinking about the lack of money, you're getting the lack of money. You have to create a feeling of abundance and health before they can come. Anything you're giving your attention to is an invitation to the essence of it. So as you begin to feel freer about the expenditure of time and money, doors will open, people will come to assist you, refreshing new ideas will occur to you, and new events and circumstances will unfold. So I do believe that she is correct in terms of looking at our ideas and our beliefs and our feelings. You know, the way that we feel at any given moment, that's a job in and of itself, you know, monitoring our feelings and our thoughts so that we can upgrade them to the ones that we actually want to manifest.
Yeah, and that is very important to do that. And I think actually, I was thinking back to what you said about patience, that we have to find this balance between knowing that we can manifest it now, but also realizing that it takes time, because when you start calling something forth or start increasing your vision, you have to start at the etheric and then bring it into the mental, then bring it into the emotional, and then it will come into the physical. And if you are too impatient, many people give up just before it breaks through to the physical.
Exactly.
But of course, if you don't know how to start at the higher level, you're never going to get it flowing.
Right.
You know, if the flow is stopped at your identity and your identity body, you will never start the creative flow.
Yeah, because let's say if you identify yourself as this poor wretch, and you can never manifest abundance, then you've already cut yourself off with that belief system. Or if you believe that, you've done so many bad things and you're past to people and karma is going to come back and get you, and so this is your lot in life, that you're supposed to struggle and by the sweat of your brow, then that whole belief system, you might as well just give it up. There's no abundance that's going to come through with that kind of belief system. And I've always told my students when they come into, the first day of class, what do you want from this class, and what is your goal, and what kind of intention are you setting, for the type of grade that you want to, get out of this class, and what you want to learn from this class. And it's very revealing going around the class and talking to these people. And the one thing that I notice is the overwhelming amount of low expectations that the majority of the students have for themselves, versus a very small percentage will say, hey, I'm in here to, I'm in it to win it, and I'm going to get an A, and I'm going to do my very best. And those are the ones that get it because they believe it. So, I think that that's where we have to begin, is examining our beliefs.
Yeah, that's very true. And you have so many people, and I've seen it over the years, they take some kind of class, they go to a lecture, they read a book about abundance, but they have a belief in their identity body that sabotages the abundance.
Yes. Okay, so when we come back from commercial break, let's look at how we can quit sabotaging ourselves and allow more abundance to flow in. You're listening to Divine Love Talk with my co-host Kim Michaels. We're going over his course in abundance. We'll be back with more after commercial break on CRN.
Tackle your first do-it-yourself project of the year. Replace that old carpet with easy-to-install floors from Lumber Liquidators. This week, get it done for less with incredible deals on DIY-friendly Brazilian cherry laminate. It's our thickest and best, and it's less than $1. Or get the gorgeous look of oak from just 49 cents. Plus, unbeatable deals on pre-finished solid hardwood, bamboo, vinyl plank, and more for about half of what you'd pay somewhere else. And get special financing. Don't put off that DIY project. Get rid of your dingy carpet and visit LumberLiquidators.com to find a store near you.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
You're experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain, pain from a sports injury. If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com. 310-873-4422.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808.
Okay, we're back with more of Divine Love Talk on CRN. I'm your host, Dr. Parthenia Grant, and I'm interviewing my co-host, Kim Michaels, about his 3-volume set titled A Course in Abundance. You can check out all of Kim Michaels' books and the amazing volume of material that he's offering for free on the internet through TranscendenceToolbox.com. Kim, we were talking about patience and in the manifestation process, and I think in order for us to become patient, we have to really want to study and take the time to understand how we got where we are and who we really are. So there's a quote in your book that says a creator, and we are co-creators with God, is a self-conscious being who has 3 abilities: One is self-awareness, the other one is imagination, and the third one is the ability to choose. As humans, we all have these abilities, and as a co-creator with God, you must decide to take dominion over the earth, which means your own mind and the material realm. And that's where I think we're where we've dropped the ball in taking dominion.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. If you look at most traditional religions, what they've been saying for thousands of years is, if you follow these outer rules that we are giving you in our religion, then one day somebody will come from heaven and save you.
Right.
You just have to follow these simple outer rules, and then you don't have to change yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the fundamental difference. You actually see this pattern in many of the even New Age courses on how to manifest, or how to get more money, or all this kind of things. It's the same thing. Follow a few outer rules, change your thinking a little bit, and then the money is going to come,
Right.
And the fundamental difference between that approach and the Ascended Masters approach is that the Ascended Masters are saying, start by looking at yourself and changing yourself.
Right.
Then the rest will follow.
Well, and it hit me when I was reading the book that I came here, and when I look at my circumstances, born into poverty and going all the way, with no help, poverty, abuse, no real support system whatsoever, other than, my teachers who really encouraged me, and my mother who, loved me but couldn't do much for me otherwise because she was abused. But taking what little that I had, I realized when reading the book that I came here to prove that I am a manifester and that I create my reality, because I looked at the reality around me and I said, this is not my future. This is not the life I want. And we all, I think, have to make that decision. Do we want to look at what's around us and say, this is all there is? Or do we want to examine deeper and say there's got to be more to life? And I love, that's the name of your publishing company, More to Life Publishing, because there is so much more to life that we're missing out on.
Yes, and many of us, I think, many spiritual people we have chosen to grow up in a very limited situation. Precisely to do what you said, prove that you can rise above it by using the spiritual path or following this path.
Right.
And I think a lot of times, when people haven't overcome their past, it's just because there is something it hasn't clicked in their minds. They need this little key, and that's what the Master is all about, providing these little keys that will help us take command of our lives.
Right, and I think so many of us have just bought such a bad bill of goods. I remember my adoptive father telling me that I wasn't going to go to college, I wasn't going to be able to do this, I wasn't going to be able to do that. And every step of the way, there were people telling me, you can't do this, it's not possible to do that. And instead of buying into what they thought was possible for me, I would just kind of look at them and go, well, watch me. You might think that you can't do it, but don't tell me what I can't do. And I would use it as a form of motivation. And I look at a lot of young people today, and I feel really bad for them that they listen to other people limiting their lives, and they go, okay, well, if you say I can't do it, then I can't do it. After commercial break, I'd like for us to go into more practical ways that we can break through these limiting beliefs. After commercial break, you're listening to Divine Love Talk on CRN. I'm your host, Dr. Parthenia Grant, and I'm interviewing my co-host, Kim Michaels, about his amazing 3-volume set, A Course in Abundance. Check that out on Transcendence Toolbox.
Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California, with the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. The heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach, footsteps from room to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit innatlagunabeach.com.
Have you ever considered adding a home security system but thought it would be too expensive? Here's the good news. There's never been a more affordable time to help protect your home, valuables, and your loved ones. You can now get a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, with the installation of a new ADT monitored system. Here's even better news. Your new system, worth $850, is free. You pay just a $99 installation charge and purchase monthly monitoring for less than $2 a day. Call Protect Your Home today at 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. Get the peace of mind that comes with owning an ADT monitored system, plus a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home. Call now, 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. 36-month monitoring contract required. General terms and conditions apply. Visit protectyourhome.com/terms.
Did you know that with a bachelor's degree, on average, you can make almost twice as much over a lifetime than a person with just a high school diploma? Yes! According to the U.S. Census Bureau, you can make almost twice as much. Going back to college is now easier than ever. There are select online colleges that provide laptops to their students. In fact, there are thousands of college programs on your laptop. You can go to college anywhere and everywhere right from a laptop. Call My College Laptop and you can find hundreds of programs from accredited colleges and universities nationwide. Start a new career in law enforcement, business, information technology, healthcare, and hundreds of others. Call My College Laptop to find an online college that will provide you with a laptop. In no time at all, you can double your earning potential. Double your earning potential. Call now, 1-800-731-4185. That's 800-731-4185. 800-731-4185.
Tackle your first do-it-yourself project of the year. Replace that old carpet with easy-to-install floors from Lumber Liquidators. This week, get it done for less with incredible deals on DIY-friendly Brazilian cherry laminate. It's our thickest and best, and it's less than $1. Or get the gorgeous look of oak from just 49 cents, plus unbeatable deals on pre-finished solid hardwood, bamboo, vinyl plank, and more for about half of what you'd pay somewhere else. And get special financing. Don't put off that DIY project. Get rid of your dingy carpet and visit LumberLiquidators.com to find a store near you.
CRN listeners, don't forget What's Cooking in Wine with certified wine educator and master sommelier Michael Jordan, coming your way every Friday night at 6 p.m. Pacific Time right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio. You'll find out about the latest trends in wine, food, and the good lifestyle. And by the way, Michael Jordan can talk to those of you that are really into wine and those that are maybe just discovering wine. The great educator Michael Jordan, What's Cooking on Wine, Friday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific on CRN.
Okay, we're back with more of Divine Love Talk on CRN, continuing our discussion with my co-host Kim Michaels and his 3-volume set titled A Course in Abundance. I'm your co-host, Dr. Parthenia Grant, on Divine Love Talk on CRN. I said at the beginning of the hour that we would answer the question, what do you have to give up in order to achieve an abundant life? So, Kim, what's the first thing that we've got to give up if we want to move into generating more abundance?
Well, I think we have to give up first the passive attitude, the passive approach.
Right.
And realize we have to change ourselves, because this is what is said in the Course right from the very beginning, that the universe is actually created to provide us everything we need.
Exactly.
It's the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom, as Jesus said it.
Mm-hmm.
And so the only explanation for the fact that we don't have it is that we are rejecting it.
Yes. Cutting ourselves off from it, and our limiting beliefs about ourselves as these physical bodies with no spirit, nothing but the five senses. And when the book pointed out that when we're creating strictly from our physical body, we are pretty much limited to creating from the sweat of our brow, when we have these higher bodies that are quite capable of manifesting bigger and greater things. And there's a quote in the book that says, as a co-creator, it means that you are created with the ability to imagine that which is not manifest, and the ability to decide which one of your mental images you will bring into physical manifestation, the very same abilities that were used by your creator to create you and the universe in which you live. So, it's so exciting just to affirm that through our imagination, we can make manifest that which is unmanifest. That's pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah. And so I would say that one place to start is to realize that what we see around us on Earth is, number one, it is not natural. Number two, it's not the only way things can be.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what we talked about earlier with yourself growing up in poor conditions. You could have accepted that the way your parents lived was the only way that you could live.
Absolutely. And most people, and most kids do accept these programs, these negative limiting programs that parents and society and television and everything is bombarding them with. One of my former students posted on my Facebook page last week for me that from junior high on, that it was beat into her every day by teachers and people in her environment who were telling her that she would never amount to anything, that she would be pregnant and on welfare. And when I met her, she was struggling with this low self-esteem and this low, self-image. And I chose to mentor her because I saw so much talent and so much potential and energy in her. And she went on to graduate and now has her master's and is helping other underprivileged people to realize their potential. But that's the power also of not accepting what someone is telling you, but looking for people who will mentor you and help bring out the very best in you. And they're all around you. You just have to, my mother used to say, you got to get rid of the zero and find a hero, somebody that you can look up to. And I believe that that's true.
Yeah. Well, what this young girl was exposed to was spiritual abuse.
Yes.
And we've all been exposed to it on this planet because there's a force on this planet that wants to beat us down so that we don't exercise our creative potential. And, in terms of saying we can do better than our parents, we also have to realize that in order to do better, we have to do something different than what they did.
Exactly.
And that means we have to do what they didn't do, which is look at ourselves and ask these questions you brought up earlier. Who are we? What kind of beings are we? Do we only have the potential to do things with a physical body, or do we actually have something more than that?
Yeah, and it's just a matter of claiming it and being willing to create a plan and work your plan. And I think that this book, A Course in Abundance, has a very pragmatic, very realistic program where anyone can achieve abundance through it. And I like the fact that it's not promising overnight success. You can do it. as she said, in a matter of weeks or months, but it could take you years. And I know that with the quick fix schemes that are, everywhere, and with the abundance gurus that are everywhere, basically saying you can do this overnight, with one trick of the mind, it's designed to just take money from people and literally take their power away from them, because they're saying, let me give you this one, little magic wand or technique, and that's going to do it for you. But we've got the 4 lower bodies that are full of beliefs that don't serve us, that, as the book said, we can call on the Ascended Masters for help, but they cannot undo our problems for us. We have to undo them. They can show us the way, and they can lend us a helping hand. And I think too many of us want other people to solve the problems that we created for us.
Yeah, and that's the pacifying approach, and what you were saying about the abundance gurus that promise you quick and easy results, many people who buy into that, they actually end up feeling worse afterwards, because when the results don't manifest, what's the only conclusion you can draw? There must be something wrong with me.
Exactly. Especially after you've spent, and I've seen some of them that it's not like $10,000 for a weekend, but I mean, they've spent like hundreds of thousands of dollars and still not gotten the level of abundance that they were looking for, or were not able to maintain it. And this book is really about going to the root, the core cause of the lack of abundance in your life, and showing you how to clear through that and manifest it and keep it in all areas of your life. Because the truth is, abundance is not just about money. You need to be happy and peaceful and have functional relationships in order to say that your life is filled with abundance in all levels.
Well, and I think that's a really important point, because the American dream is very much about money, and there is sort of an undercurrent that's very strong in the United States, more than in Europe, that money will solve everything, and money, you can buy your way out of all your problems if you just have enough money. So that's why when a lot of people, they go into abundance, they, first of all, they come from a deficit. They go into it when they feel they don't have enough money, they've gotten themselves into trouble somehow, and they're looking for an easy way out.
Yes.
And that looking for an easy way out is going to block you.
And it makes you vulnerable. Yeah, it makes you vulnerable
to becoming discouraged.
Right.
But the other thing that's very important to consider here is, and this is what the Course makes very, very clear, that abundance is not just about money.
Yeah.
Abundance is actually a state of consciousness
where
you have a flow from your higher self through your 4 lower bodies, not only of creative energy, but also of the vision of how to make use of it. And what are the things that make you happy in life? Because let's face it, you live in Los Angeles, drive up on Sunset Boulevard and some of the Beverly Hills there, and look at all these people who have money. Are they happy? Are they fulfilled? Are they at peace with themselves? Maybe some of them are, but I think from the tabloids, definitely not all of them, right?
Exactly. So,
not that I read the tabloids very much, so maybe I'm saying something I don't know about.
But you can't help but hear about it. And it's not to say that, in this system, you do need money. And with money, you can achieve more of the things that you want to achieve in life, and you can actually be of greater service if you have abundance. So I don't believe that being poor is spiritual.
No, definitely not.
But I do know that from what I've read in the Course in Abundance, it's a comprehensive course that's about you achieving not just physical prosperity, but emotional, mental, and spiritual peace of mind and happiness and joy, and understanding that there is an unlimited source of abundance, that you don't have to worry about someone taking it away from you, because you are manifesting it and you are tapped into the source of it. And who can actually take that away from you, because it's there for the taking for everybody. And I think it helps you let go of all these fears that are associated with, once you get money, how do you hold on to it?
Yeah, that's true. And, it just hit me when you were talking there that these courses that promise you a quick result by some magical formula, they're actually tapping into the very consciousness that prevents you from having money in the first place. This idea that it has to come from this world. It has to come from outside yourself.
Yeah.
That's what religion has been selling us for thousands of years. Everything has to come from outside yourself. And what your Ascended Masters are saying is that, no, it has to come from inside yourself, because you have to establish that connection to your own higher self and to the source of creative energy.
And when you tap into that, it doesn't mean that people won't come into your life that will help you achieve your goals, because they are helpful. But what it means is you will not be relying on that job or that person, that you can become codependent upon or enslaved to as the source of your abundance. Because I see that a lot in dysfunctional relationships, whether it's between parent and child or intimate relationships, where they will stay in an abusive relationship because they feel a sense of financial security or just safety in being taken care of. And I think what we have to do is move out of that sense of, I need somebody else to take care of me, or my source is from an individual or an institution. No, my source is from within when I tap into source, the unlimited source.
Yeah, and I think that attitude of wanting somebody to take care of you comes from one thing, we don't know about our creative potential, but another thing is we haven't been willing to look at ourselves and say, what do I have to change in myself so I can be a co-creator?
Right. And also, I think being dependent on people might also have to do with the fact that we don't feel this secure connection to source energy, and that it is unlimited, and that, we can have as much of it as, we can hold. We are coming from this perspective of limitation and lack, and so we don't feel secure. We feel like, we've got to grab and we've got to hold on to this and that person and this thing, because there's not enough of anything to go around. And that scarcity mentality is what's keeping us in poverty, and it's preventing the abundance from coming and flowing through us.
Actually, the Native Americans, they have a saying that a hungry man cannot hunt or fish.
True.
Because you are just, by your hunger, by your longing for something, by your deficit attitude, you're actually pushing it away from you.
Exactly.
You become too over-anxious, too eager,
And that's, the law of attraction in action, that, it's difficult for people to understand that when you're in this low vibration, this low state of consciousness of lack, and there isn't enough to go around, that's the energy that you're sending out into the universe. And so the universe can only send that back at you. But if you just focus not on the things around you that you don't want, but on the things that you really want to manifest in your life, and not look at the reality of what's there and say, well, that's all there is. But if you look at, there is more to life and I can bring that into my life, then the law of attraction can bring that to you. So again, I'm going to say the most important thing that we have to do is up level our attitude and move into an attitude of gratitude, and looking at all the things in our lives that we should be grateful for and that are there, just given to us freely. I mean, I'm so happy every day when I can feel the sun shine on me. You have no idea. It just makes me blissful.
Yeah, and I myself, I'm an author. I'm living off of writing and selling my books on the internet, and the flow is there, but sometimes it's a little uneven. Mm-hmm. But I feel the flow of the creative joy that I'm bringing something forth every day.
Exactly.
And I trust that there's always enough to keep me doing the work, and sometimes there's more than I need. And so I don't really feel that lack or that fear that what's going to happen, or what if I can't pay my bills, or this or that. It's more of a spiritual abundance.
And it's amazing how we always seem to get taken care of, no matter what. I think that's the magic and the beauty of it all, is that we waste all this time worrying, and at the end of the day, we're still here.
Yeah, and I think we worry because we have fixed our outer minds that we have to be taken care of in a certain way and at a certain time.
Yeah.
And we are just not open to the universe taking care of us in other ways that we can't even imagine.
Well, okay, after commercial break, let's wrap this up with how we can be more open to the abundance in the universe. You're listening to Divine Love Talk on CRN. I am your host, Dr. Parthenia Grant, interviewing my co-host, Kim Michaels, about his 3-volume set, A Course in Abundance.
Located in the heart of Maui's premier resort, Kaanapali Beach Hotel is officially recognized as Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel and the #1 best value in Hawaii. With a range of accommodations and affordable dining options, this is the ideal setting to turn Hawaiian dreams into lifelong memories. Live Hawaiian entertainment every evening, free year-round children's programs, weekly arts and crafts fairs, welcome breakfast, and departure kukui lei ceremonies add to the value. Swim in the whale-shaped pool, indulge in the fabulous spa and hotel salon. Enjoy Hawaiian hospitality at its best at the Kaanapali Beach Hotel. Call 800-262-8450 or go to kvhmaui.com. That's kvhmaui.com. Aloha.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Do you have unfiled tax returns or owe the IRS or state more than $10,000? If you don't take action now, your tax problem is going to get worse. Much worse. Seizure of property, bank levies, wage garnishments, and potential criminal prosecution. And if you owe the IRS back payroll taxes, chances are you will be visited at your home or business by an IRS agent. Don't become paralyzed by fear. Take action now. Call the experts at U.S. Tax Shield for help. Our team of experienced tax attorneys can get you protected, stop collections, and negotiate a permanent settlement with the IRS and state, potentially saving you thousands of dollars. At U.S. Tax Shield, our tax advisors will review your case for free, inform you of your rights, and give you a guaranteed quote. No games and no tricky upsells. That's why we have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and thousands of satisfied clients. Put an end to your torment. Get protected. Get the Shield. Call U.S. Tax Shield now at 800-211-8753. That's 800-211-8753. 800-211-8753.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Your home of great comedy, The Showroom at South Point presents Rob Schneider.
Guys are much more insecure.
Stand-up comic and veteran of NBC's Saturday Night Live.
You never hear a guy go up to another guy and go, wow.
January 16th and 17th.
You're a really beautiful guy.
Tickets at the box office, online at SouthPointCasino.com or charged by phone. 702-797-8055.
I like what you do with your eyebrows.
Rob Schneider at the South Point. Must be 18 or older.
Okay, we're back with Divine Love Talk, wrapping this up on our second segment in A Course in Abundance, which is Kim Michaels' new 3-volume set. So I'd like to remind you guys that you cannot look at the opposite of what you do not want and get what you do want. You have to create a feeling of abundance and health before they can come to you. Anything you're giving your attention to is an invitation to the essence of that. That is a quote again from Esther Hicks. from Money and the Law of Attraction. And I'd like to wrap this up by saying that you have to monitor your beliefs and your thoughts and purify them. And this Course in Abundance gives you the tools and the information to be able to do that. And it gives you so much more because it gives you an historical perspective on and a spiritual perspective on who we are as spiritual beings, which is unlimited, and the potential that we can tap into if we want to take personal responsibility for moving into becoming co-creators with God. So Kim, I'd like for you to wrap this up with whatever you would like to leave the audience with.
Well, I think the Course in Abundance is amazing because it starts right where you're at, namely at the physical level. And then it helps you get over the things that limit you right there. And then it has some invocations that help you clear the energies and takes you up higher. And so first it goes through the physical, then the emotional, then the mental, then the identity level. And it really gives you a very gradual way to do exactly what Parthenia said, to up your attitude, to up your beliefs about yourself and accept who you are. And I don't know that there is a better way out there if you are spiritually inclined to really make that shift in consciousness.
Yeah, and I've not seen anything out there, and you know, Kim, I read pretty much everything.
Yes, you do.
That is as comprehensive as this is. And to be honest, this is my second time reading and going through the course. And I have to tell you, when I did it a few years ago, I was of that mindset. I want to do this quick and I want it overnight. And I was not as diligent and as patient with it as I am now. And I'm coming from a much more mature perspective of wanting lasting abundance in my life and not the superficial abundance, because I know that I am the, creator of my reality, and I'm capable of, creating whatever it is that I set my mind to, because all I have to do is look at my past track record and not what's happening currently in my life.
Yeah, and I think that is the key. Know what you want and know who you are.
Okay. I am so grateful, Kim, for the fact that you keep your nose to the grinding stone and you keep churning these books out, because we do need them. And I bless you, and I want to say thank you again. You have been listening to Divine Love Talk on CRN with your host, Dr. Parthenia Grant. My website is drparthenia.com, DOCTOR. And Kim Michaels all of his stuff you can check out at transcendencetoolbox.com.
Around the CRN studios, we pride ourselves on being the station of every situation. You can always listen live through your local cable TV provider, as well as on our website at crntalk.com.